Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back. Today we are going to start with the new chapter of history, that is lesson number 9, Popular Beliefs and Religious Debates, Devotional Path to the Divine. In this chapter, we are going to see the development that took place in the religious form and different religious systems and cults into four stages. That is, first, we are going to see the religious development in North from AD 800 to 1200. Then, we will be seeing the religious development in South from AD 800 to 1200, that is, early medieval period. And then after that, during the Delhi Sultanate period, that is from AD 1206 to AD 1526. And after that, we are going to see the religious developments during the Mughal period, that is from AD 1526 to AD 1707. So let us begin with the development of religious system and cults in the north from AD 800 to 1200, that is during the early medieval period. So what all religious developments, religious systems developed and which all new cults were formed in north during this period, that we are going to discuss first. So first, before we begin, we should know what are these cults. What is the meaning of cult? Cult is actually a religious group, like in Hindi we can say it dharmik samudaya or dharmik panth. Different religious people, they form a group. विभिन्न धर्मों के जो पंथ होते हैं, जो अलग अलग धर्मों को मानने वाले होते हैं, उनका जो पंथ होता है या फिर धार्मिक समुदाय जो होता है, उसको हम कहते हैं कल्ट. Okay, so the people during this period, especially the Rajputs, they were mostly following the Hinduism, and both the Shiva and Vaishnava sects were quite popular in northern part of the country. And the people, the Shiva, both the Shiva and the Vaishnava sects actually, they were the followers of Vishnu and Lord Shiva and Durga, and many other gods and goddesses of Hindus were also being worshipped by the people. And mostly the people belonging to Vaishnava sects, they used to worship Lord Vishnu, and they used to believe that Lord Vishnu, uh, they used to believe on the legend of 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. That means वो भगवान विष्णु के जो 10 अवतार हुए हैं उन पर विश्वास करते थे. So that was the belief of the Vaishnava sect people. Then after that, spread of the Bhakti movement in the north. So the Bhakti movement actually was led by the Nayanas and the Alvar saints of south, and that started spreading in northern part of the country also. And the Bhakti saints disregarded caste inequalities and laid emphasis on Vedas. That means most of the Bhakti saints, the followers of these religious groups by led by Nayanas and Alvar saints, they were not accepting the caste discrimination or caste inequalities. They didn't believe in a caste system, and mostly they were stressing or laying emphasis on the Vedas. And at the same time, during this early medieval period, Buddhism also was being witnessed. Revival was there in Buddhism also. Revival actually means when we make something more popular. Okay, so Buddhism was also becoming more popular during this early medieval period in the northern part of India. And it was chiefly on account of the fact that Buddha came to be regarded as one of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. So many people, they used to believe that Buddha is also one of the इनकारनेशंस ऑफ लॉर्ड विष्णु. भगवान बुद्ध को भी भगवान विष्णु का ही अवतार मानते थे कुछ लोग, और इसीलिए बुद्धिज्म भी पॉपुलर हो रहा था. The worship of Buddha became more elaborate, and people, they started singing devotional songs, rites and other ceremonies became a part of Buddha worship that time. So here rites actually means धार्मिक दृष्टि से जो भी प्रयोजन किया जाता है, जैसे अनुष्ठान वगैरह हम करते हैं, दैट. After that, not only Buddhism but also Jainism gained popularity during this time, and mostly the traders of northwestern India, they were following Jainism. And the colossal Jain image at Sarvanbelagola attests to the popularity of Jainism. So here the colossal Jain image means भगवान महावीर की जो जैन धर्म के फॉलोअर्स जो हैं उनके भगवान महावीर की बहुत बड़ी सी प्रतिमा जो थी वो ज़्यादा पॉपुलर हो रही थी. एंड द जैन डॉक्ट्रिन्स ऑफ 4 gifts of learning, which was based on food, medicine and shelter, helped make Jainism more popular. So Jain doctrine of 4 gifts of learning, actually जैन धर्म के जो 4 मेन सिद्धांत हैं, that is ahimsa means non-violence, then satya actually means truth, we should not hurt any animal or human being, then we should always speak the truth, then asatya, that means not stealing, and then also brahmacharya and aprigraha, that is non-possessiveness, that means आत्मनियंत्रण, अपने आप पर नियंत्रण रखना. So basically Jainism was based on these 4 main doctrines, and it gained popularity during this early medieval period. Not only this, but tantric sects and practices also were spreading among people during this period. तांत्रिक सेक्ट्स एक्चुअली मीन्स जो लोग तंत्र विद्या में विश्वास रखते थे, काला जादू, जादू टोना जो करते थे, एंड मोस्टली दीज प्रैक्टिसेस वेर बेस्ड ऑन द prayers and certain formulas and magical diagrams and symbols and worship of a particular deity. सो ये जो तंत्र विद्या में विश्वास करने वाले लोग होते थे वो कुछ फिक्स मंत्रास का उच्चारण करते थे और मैजिकल डायग्राम्स और सिंबल्स ड्रॉ करते थे और उनकी पूजा करते थे. सो that also started gaining popularity during this early medieval period in the northern part of the country. Now we are going to see the development of religious systems and cults in the southern part of the country during this early medieval period. So mostly the people were following Hinduism and they started worshipping Hindu gods, but other religions like Buddhism and Jainism were also existing that time, and Christianity and Islam were also gaining followers during this time in southern part of the country, and a number of religious movements also started during this period. So as I told you earlier, the Alvar and Nayanar saints, they continued popularize their own sects, and the Alvar popularized devotional songs of Vaishnavism, while Nayanars, they sang hymns in praise of Shiva. So that means the Vaishnavism people, those who were followers of Vaishnavism, they used to worship Lord Vishnu, and they were called as Alvar saints, and the people, those who worshipped Lord Shiva, they were called as Nayanar saints, and they were the followers of Lord Shiva. So we know much about the Alvar and Nayanar saints from the religious biographies. Now, how do we come to know about these Alvar and Nayanar saints? So we get to know about them by the religious biographies and also from the hagiographies which were composed by their followers. So they had many followers, and their followers had written religious biographies and hagiographies based on them. So from there we get to know about the popularity of these Alvar and Nayanar saints. Hagiography actually means the writing about the lives of the saints, which has pictures also in it. Okay, so after that, the Lingayat was also becoming popular that time. This was also one of the religious sects, and some great religious teachers also lived during this period. And the best known among these were Shankaracharya and Ramanuja. So these two great teachers also were existing that time, the Shankaracharya and Ramanuja. So it is said that Shankaracharya was born around AD 788 in Kerala, and he traveled all over India to teach his religious philosophy to people. And he also taught that knowledge was necessary for the worship of God. And he said, he called it as the ज्ञान मार्ग. So he said that भगवान को तभी पाया जा सकता है, भगवान की सच्ची भक्ति हम तभी कर सकते हैं जब हमें इस चीज़ का ज्ञान हो. So he was believing in the ज्ञान मार्ग, and then he taught the people that the knowledge is very very necessary for worshipping God, and he called it as ज्ञान मार्ग. So he preached religious monotheism, or the system of Advaita, which means that God is unique. So basically, he was believing in religious monotheism. That means the system of Advaita, and which means Advaita actually means that the God is unique. Okay, preach actually means के बारे में प्रचार करना. Okay. So he was preaching Advaita, which means that God is unique. And he also established four mathas. That means mathas were actually the centers of Hindu culture in the four different corners of India. One is Jyotir Matha at Badrinath in the north, and then Sharad Pitha at Dwarka in the west, then Govardhan Matha at Puri in the east, and Sringari Matha in the south. So these four mathas in four different directions of the country, and these mathas have assumed great importance with the passage of time. So all these four mathas are very very important in different directions of the country. They are considered to be very important, and they are the centers of Hindu culture. And after that, Ramanuja was born around AD 1017 at Tirupati, and he also preached the Bhakti Marg. उन्होंने भी भक्ति मार्ग का प्रचार किया, and he emphasized that love and devotion were necessary for the worship of God. He said that if you really want to worship God, then there should be love and devotion towards the people. And he regarded all human beings as equal. He used to believe that all human beings are equal, they should not be discriminated. For him, no one was high or low. Every man could attain salvation by the true worship of Vishnu. And he used to believe that every man can attain salvation by the true worship of Vishnu. That means सभी को मुक्ति मिल सकती है यदि वो सच्चे मन से भगवान विष्णु की आराधना करें. Now, Madhava was another acharya or a teacher of this period, and his teachings were similar to those of Ramanuja. He also was believing in the teachings of Ramanuja, and unlike Shankaracharya, he believed that God and soul are two different things. So, Shankaracharya used to believe that God and soul are one, but Ramanuja and Madhava, they used to believe that God and soul are two different things. And there were two famous centers of Buddhist learning at Nagapatnam and Kanchi that time. And not only Jainism and Buddhism was becoming popular because of royal patronage, but also many people, they started, some rulers also patronized Islam and Christianity. And Christian and Muslim communities also settled in different parts of South India during this early medieval period. So patronize actually means to support, especially financial, to give financial support to a person or an organization by a patron. Now we are going to see the development of religious system and cults under the Delhi Sultans. Okay, so when the Turkish people started ruling on our country, Islam came to India. So with Turkish rule, Islam came to India, and the main principles of Islam were as follows: like there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. Second, they used to believe that all the Muslims must pray 5 times a day. They also believe that Muslims must give alms to the poor and needy. Alms actually means दान दक्षिणा जो हम करते हैं, भिक्षा. Okay, so next was Muslim must observe fast during the holy month of Ramzan. And they also believe that Muslim must make a pilgrimage to Makkah at least once in a lifetime if they can afford. And the pilgrimage is known as Hajj. So during lifetime all the Muslims they should at least go to Makkah once in his lifetime. मक्का उनका तीर्थ स्थल माना जाता है और ऐसा माना जाता है कि हर मुसलमान को एक बार हज के लिए जाना चाहिए. हज एक्चुअली इज़ द pilgrimage to Makkah. So these were the main following principles of Islam. And in the beginning both the Hindus and the Muslims they were hostile and suspicious of each other. इतनी गहरी मित्रता का भाव नहीं था उनमें. And but by living side by side for many years together they brought them nearer and slowly they started understanding each other. Then there was a change in their religious outlook and they started understanding the religious things of both the religions. And though there was a slight change in the religious pattern like Shaivism, Vaishnavism and Jainism, it continued to be the religions of majority of the people that time. And the reformers on both the sides, Hindus and Muslims, they brought the people closer to each other. Reformers actually means जो सुधारक जो होते हैं, तो द हिंदूज और मुस्लिम्स के जो सुधारक थे, समाज सुधारक जो थे, उन्होंने लोगों को एक साथ उनके बीच में आपसी प्यार मोहब्बत बढ़ाने की कोशिश की. So Sufism among the Muslims and the Bhakti movement among the Hindus, it started broadening the religious outlook of the people during this early medieval period. So I hope you all have understood till here. In the next period, we'll be learning about the Bhakti movement in detail. Read the chapter carefully, children. Thank you. God bless you all.